Thanks for tuning in for another episode of Math with Mullins. Today we're looking at lesson 7.4, properties of rectangles. We'll be able to recognize and apply the properties of rectangles and determine whether those parallelograms are actually going to be a rectangle. If you haven't by now, you need to check out my previous video 7.2 about what is a parallelogram before you decide to solve for this one. If you are ready, let's go ahead and get started. A rectangle is going to be a parallelogram with 4 right angles. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 right angles, and a parallelogram just means 2 pairs of parallel sides. So top, bottom, left, and right. We're not going to get in the debate of is a square a rectangle, is a rectangle a square, is a rhombus a rectangle, is a rectangle a rhombus. We are just looking for very matter-of-fact things, okay? There will be a time when we do always, sometimes, or never, but just keep that in mind for now. Properties of a rectangle: your opposite angles are going to be congruent. All 4 angles are 90 degrees. Opposite sides are going to be parallel and congruent. And then consecutive angles are going to still be supplementary. Your diagonals will bisect each other. So up until this point, these are all the properties of a parallelogram. The new thing we're going to talk about today is diagonals will need to be congruent, okay? So that would be kind of something we see here. Opposite angles are congruent, meaning they're all 90 degrees, yay. We have 2 pairs of parallel sides and 2 pairs of congruent sides. Make sure that's clear. And then the new information we're going to see is, yes, the diagonals will bisect one another, and they will also be congruent. So all these will be the same length, okay? We're going to use this information to start with example 1. We're going to find the measurements of all these angles first. Keep in mind that we are going to say that these are parallel lines. So you have to think about your relationships of angles with parallel lines. Okay, MJK is next. So MJK is this entire corner, and bisecting diagonals are going to bisect angles usually, but maybe we don't have enough information to decide what MJK is first. Let's maybe go down our list. MJL is this one, and again, not enough information maybe yet. If I keep going, JLK though, JLK is here. Still not enough information. What I'm really looking for is a maybe alternate interior or alternate exterior. Next, I'm going to look at KML. KML is here. And then MNL would be here. Okay. What I'm thinking is I can maybe say alternate interior angles could be this one, which is not necessarily one on our list, but knowing that they are going to be creating 90-degree angles, I do have enough information to maybe to start to decide what are those missing pieces. So I know that each corner or each angle should be 90 degrees. So maybe if I just take 90 and subtract 27, I'm going to get 63. So whatever's next to 27 should be equal to 63. Okay. So that being said, MJK is that big angle there that we started with first, has to be 90 degrees to make it a rectangle. MJL is that new 63 degree we turned into. JLK is also going to be 63 because that's an alternate interior angle of the other 63 degrees we found. And then KML is not going to be 63. Instead, that one's going to be 27 because we have our alternate interior angles matching from those. Okay. M and L is a little bit different. This one's here, and what we can do is maybe think about M and L being a part of a triangle. If I have 27 and 27, what would be the missing piece? I can add 27 and 27 together, subtract that from 180, I'm going to get 126. Okay. The next one, also takes a little bit of creativity to find. So we have QR first. That one's pretty easy. It's across from the 10. And SR is across from 24. The tricky one, though, is SQ. So I want you to think about this. This does show a right angle here. So maybe I can think about SQ as being the hypotenuse of a right triangle. So how could I find SQ? I could take 10 squared plus 24 squared and set it equal to C squared. That's going to be 100 plus 576 is equal to C squared, or 676 is equal to C squared. I take that square root of 676. C is going to be equal to 26, so that means SQ is 26. If SQ is 26, then that also means PR is 26, because these are both diagonals. And diagonals are going to be congruent. QT is exactly half that diagonal, so half of 26 is going to give me 13. How did we do? Let's look over here on the back. Maybe take a moment and try this one on your own. If JM is equal to x plus 17 and MK is equal to 5x minus 23, find JL. If this is a rectangle, then that means all my diagonals will be bisected into the same length. So that means JM has to be equal to MK. So I'm going to say x plus 17 is equal to 5x minus 23. Let's go ahead and start solving. Subtract x from both sides, add 23 to both sides. I'm going to get 40 is equal to 4x. So that means x has to be equal to 10. So to find JL, I would maybe plug in JM plus JM, or 2x plus 34. Okay, so that would be x plus x is 2x, and 17 is 34. I'm going to plug in this 10 for my x, and I'm going to get 20 plus 34, which is equal to 54 for JL. Lots of different ways you could solve for JL. That's just one way my brain thought about it. Again, let's go ahead and try this one on your own. Pause it here, find the measurement of JHI. So pausing, find out what x could be, and then once you're done with x, find that and plug that back in. All right, I know 3x plus 2 and 12x minus 17 are creating a 90-degree angle, so that's where I started first. So 3x plus 2 and 12x minus 17 has to equal to 90. Combining like terms, I'm getting 15x minus 15 is equal to 90, or 15x is equal to 105. So x has to be equal to 7. Now, JHI is this angle here, and it is alternate interior angles to 3x plus 2. So 3x plus 2 can be equal to the measurement of angle JHI due to alternate interior angles. Okay, so I'm going to plug in my x. 3 times 7 plus 2, and I'm going to get 21 plus 2, which is 23 degrees for the measurement of angle JHI. Okay, and then one more, solving for x here. If you want to take a moment here, pause it to try it on your own. If not, let's go ahead and click play. All right, I know my diagonals are bisecting one another. I know I have 90 degrees, but I had some trouble with this one a little bit. So here's something I considered. This is 134, and then this Mr. Engel is making a straight line. So what I did is I took 180 minus 134, and I got 46. Okay, so if this is 46, then my other two angles are going to match that. So that means they're going to be split from 180. So I took 180 minus 46, and then divide that by 2. I'm going to get 67 degrees for these leftover angles. Okay, so that means 5x plus 7 is equal to 67 degrees, or 5x is equal to 60. So that means x has to be equal to 12. Okay, that'll be it for today. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hopefully this gave you some ideas about how to classify a rectangle. And tune in next time when we talk about rhombus and squares. Have a great day. Bye.